Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the program. I'm your host, Buddy Anderson, broadcasting from our studio to your homes. And I want to thank you kind folks for tuning in and letting me share Christmas Eve with you, your loved ones, family, friends, whoever you happen to be sharing this Christmas Eve with. Tonight we've got a special program entitled Christmas Poetry Readings, where I'll be reading 3 different Christmas poems to get you in the Christmas spirit. I'll be concluding tonight with a little poem you might know called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." Yes, folks, this should be a wonderful night filled with Christmas cheer for you and your loved ones. So, without further ado, let's get right into the program, Christmas Poetry Readings. It's the 50s, we haven't figured out smoking kills. But before we get into our first poem tonight, let's hear a word from one of our kind sponsors.
Hi folks, are you looking for the perfect gift to get your friends or family for Christmas this year? Well, look no further, because we know what everybody wants this Christmas season. Light bulbs. And here at Uncle Ed's Light Bulb Emporium, we have light bulbs of all shapes and sizes. Looking for that perfect light bulb for your in-laws? Try our best seller, the plain white 43-watt light bulb. And if you think you're going to find a better light bulb at another outlet store, take a listen. That's top quality light bulb, and I know what you're thinking. What about the kids? Colored light bulbs. It's crazy what we're doing over here. So come to Uncle Ed's Light Bulb Emporium and buy your family or friends what they really want this Christmas. Light bulbs.
Ah, yes. Now let's begin tonight's poem reading with our first poem entitled Old Santa Claus by a poet known as Clement Clark Moore. Here we are. Old Santa Claus, with much delight, his reindeer drives this frosty night o'er chimney tops and tracks of snow to bring his yearly gifts to you. The steady friend of virtuous youth, the friend of duty and of truth, each Christmas Eve he joys to come, where love and peace have made their home. Through many houses he has been, and various beds and stockings seen, some white as snow and neatly mended, others that seemed for pigs intended. Where'er I found good girls or boys that hated quarrels, strife, and noise, I left an apple or a tart, or wooden gun, a painted cart. To some I gave a pretty doll, to some a peg top or a ball. No crackers, cannons, squibs, or rockets to blow their eyes up or their pockets. No drums to stun their mother's ear, nor swords to make their sisters fear, but pretty books to store their mind with knowledge of each various kind. But where I found the children naughty, and manners rude and temper haughty, thankless to parents, liars, swearers, boxers or cheats, or base tale bearers, such as the dread command of God directs a parent's hand to use when virtue's path his sons reviews. Yes, indeed, a truly beautiful poem written by our friend Mr. Clement Moore. Now, before we begin our next selection tonight, I do want to take the time to hear a word from another one of our kind sponsors who have made this program possible for you tonight.
Oh, do you feel cold and tired from these exhausting winter days? Can't even enjoy the Christmas spirit? Well, I have the remedy just for you. Sinus Sleepy Time. It'll calm down those pesky little sneezes when you can't even enjoy the warmth of a nice, cozy winter fire. Drink it up when you're all bundled up in bed. Sleepy time. Sinus Soother. It'll definitely get the job done.
Our next selection tonight will be a poem entitled Little Tree by E.E. Cummings. This poem brings me back to a much simpler time in my life, a time where I'd wake up Christmas morning to a tree, ornaments atop, presents below, its lights glowing amongst the shadows of our family room. A very nostalgic memory, one that I'm sure many of us can relate to. So without further ado, let me begin Little Tree by E.E. Cummings. Little tree, little silent Christmas tree, you are so little, you are more like a flower. Who found you in the green forest, and were you very sorry to come away? See, I will comfort you, because you smell so sweetly. I will kiss your cool bark and hug you safe and tight, just as your mother would. Only don't be afraid. Look, the spangles that sleep all the year in a dark box, dreaming of being taken out and allowed to shine. The balls, the chains, red and gold, the fluffy threads. Put up your little arms, and I'll give them all to you. Then when you're quite dressed, you'll stand in the window for everyone to see. And how they'll stare. Oh, but you'll be very proud. And my little sister and I will take hands and look up at our beautiful tree. We'll dance and we'll sing, Noel, Noel. Another beautiful poem. Before we move on to our next poem, let's hear another word from our third sponsor tonight.
Hey guys, it's Blum Blum the Magic Reindeer, and boy do I have a surprise for you. This holiday season, we'll be selling Blum Blum the Magic Reindeer hats, made with 100% real reindeer fur. These hats come in all different sizes, and you don't just have to be a kid to wear one. Adults, are you listening? You could wear them to the office. So buy a Blum Blum the Magic Reindeer hat at any store near you. And for the first 1,000 customers, we'll also be giving away a free bag of asbestos. Can somebody get me some friggin' water, please?
Welcome back. Our third and final poem tonight will be another poem by our friend Clement Clark Moore entitled 'Twas the Night Before Christmas. This poem is a very special poem to me, a poem that many of you know and cherish. So without further ado, let's conclude the night with 'Twas the Night Before Christmas by Clement Clark Moore. 'Twas the night before Christmas, when all through the house not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. The stockings were hung by the chimney with care, in hopes that St. Nicholas soon would be there. The children were nestled all snug in their beds, while visions of sugar plums danced through their heads. And Mama in her kerchief and I in my cap had just settled our brains for a long winter's nap. When out on the lawn there arose such a clatter, I sprang from my bed to see what was the matter. Away to the window I flew like a flash, tore open the shutters and threw open the sash. The moon on the breast of the new fallen snow gave the luster of midday to objects below. When what to my wandering eye should appear but a miniature sleigh and 8 tiny reindeer, with a little old driver so lively and quick, I knew in a moment it must be Saint Nick. More rapid than eagles his courses they came, and he whistled and shouted and called them by name. Now Dasher, now Dancer, now Prancer and Vixen, on Comet, on Cupid, on Donner and Blitzen, to the top of the porch, to the top of the wall, now dash away, dash away, dash away all, as dry leaves that before the wild hurricane fly, when they meet with an obstacle, mount to the sky. So up to the housetop the courses they flew, with the sleigh full of toys and St. Nicholas too. And then in a twinkling I heard on the roof the prancing and pawing of each little hoof. As I drew in my head and was turning around, down the chimney St. Nicholas came with a bound. He was dressed all in fur, from his head to his foot, and his clothes were all tarnished with ashes and soot. A bundle of toys he had flung on his back, and he looked like a peddler just opening his pack. His eyes, how they twinkled, his dimples, how merry. His cheeks were like roses, his nose like a cherry. His droll little mouth was drawn up like a bow, and the beard of his chin was as white as the snow. The stump of a pipe he held tight to his teeth, and the smoke it encircled his head like a wreath. He had a broad face and a little round belly that shook when he laughed like a bowl full of jelly. He was chubby and plump, a right jolly old elf, and I laughed when I saw him in spite of myself. A wink of his eye and a twist of his head soon gave me to know I had nothing to dread. He spoke not a word, but went straight to his work, and filled all the stockings, then turned with a jerk, and laying his fingers aside of his nose, and giving a nod up the chimney he rose. He sprang to his sleigh, to his team gave a whistle, and away they all flew like a down of a thistle. But I heard him exclaim, ere he drove out of sight, "Happy Christmas to all, and to all a good night." It's with that poem I'd like to close the night, and thank you once again for tuning in for this poetry reading. I want to wish you all a very Merry Christmas Eve. Thank you for watching, and goodbye. Merry Christmas.